Hey, it is Gina Vistrom here from Dive Into Your Career. And if you saw the title of this video, what have you done for your goals lately? And it didn't make you think of an 80s Janet Jackson tune, then you are missing out. Now, I know here I frequently speak to students, so you're forgiven if you don't know the song, but don't worry, I'll help you out. I'll post a link in the comments. But yeah, that's why you had the little bit of 80s, 90s dancing just now, because when I wrote What Have Your Goals Done For You Lately, that's the song that I thought of, but it's such a useful message. And we are, at the time of filming this, it is the mid to the end of October. We have been in this tumultuous year, right? Like, regardless of how we've all experienced it and where we might be in the world, it has absolutely changed how we've lived and the freedoms that we have temporarily and all sorts of things. So, you know, I really, really wanted to come on here today and share 5 things with you which are personal to me in terms of what I've done towards my own goals recently. But more than it being about you hearing what I'm up to, I'm really hoping that it's going to inspire you to make the most of now. Because yes, I know that we are all clamoring to get to 2021 in a way, because 2020 has just kind of felt unspeakable in ways. But there is still, 70 something days left of the year? And lots to be doing. So what is going on with you? Have you just started university? Are you in the process of applying to lots of interesting opportunities? I've spent all morning speaking to university students about what they're up to and getting clear on kind of LinkedIn profiles and kind of parts of application processes like cover letters and really just figuring out a bit of a strategy as well. So I'm encouraging you today to think about and make a note of some of your goals. And of course, as ever, that's a whole topic in its own right that we can talk about at another time. But I thought I would quickly run through 5 goals. 5 things that I have done recently in relation to my goals. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of details about what the goals are, but it will be implied through the things that I've been doing. So 3 of the examples that I will share arguably are professional development, and 2 of them are personal. But I'm a real believer that these things go hand in hand, because if we don't have the personal / mental health stuff down, then some of the professional ambition becomes a little bit harder to achieve. So let's go through this quickly, and then I would love it if you would share just one of yours with us in the comments below. I'm also happy to receive private messages. That's cool too, because I know some people prefer to do that. But I bet if you were to leave a comment talking about one of the things that you're working on at the moment, I bet it would inspire some other people as well. So do consider that. So when it comes to my goals, there are loads of them. This won't be a surprise. And some of the things that I'm working on at the moment relate to this Dive Into Your Career proposition that I have, which is a business on the side of my employed and my freelance work. At the moment, there's a podcast, there is a YouTube channel, which will be getting some more attention soon. And coming soon will be some courses and other products that are designed to help students with their career development and make it fun along the way. That's really key. So one of the things that I have done or am in the process of doing is really linking with mentors. I am lined up with at least 5 mentors at the moment who are incredible, from Paul Brunson to Emma Holmes to Stu McLaren, and there are more. And these are people who I'm really leaning into. In some cases, with some of the people that I haven't mentioned, it might be leaning into their podcast and their free resources, which, are such a blessing. But in other cases, it is like I've paid for their courses, I've paid for their memberships, I'm here, I'm doing the work, right? So it can be really important to invest in yourself, obviously. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that I've got some new brand photos coming soon. So I went into the South Bank recently, and my incredible photographer, Eva, took some photos, which I think are going to be lots of fun. But ultimately, these align with one of my goals of getting a website in relation to Dive Into Your Career up and running, right? So you can see how these things are all linked. And these are some things that I've done for my goals recently. The third one that I wanted to mention is using LinkedIn to connect with really interesting people. And this is interesting people like you, right? So for my employed work, I am linking with some really cool people who may get involved with some careers talks that I am sorting out for this autumn for our students, and I'm really excited about what's getting lined up. So that is one of the things. And then also when it comes to Dive Into Your Career, like one of my next episodes is going to be with a medic, new to medical school. Her journey has been fascinating, and I'm really excited for people to check out that episode of the podcast. And she is somebody that I connected with on LinkedIn. So that is one of the things that I am doing. Now, there are 2 more that I'm going to share with you, which are a little bit more, I guess, on the personal side to the professional side. One of them actually completely goes against how I would set a goal, but I guess technically it's not a goal. It's just something that is good for my mental health. And that is that I am minimizing my news consumption. In this time of COVID and Brexit and the US elections and everything else that's going on with the world, it all feels a little bit much to me, even as an international journalism master's student back in the day, to be absorbing too much news for me. So that is one of the things that I'm minimizing. Although that said, if you're in a part of the world like New Zealand recently, which had an election, and the US, where you have an election coming up, obviously get informed, be informed, vote, right? Don't stick your head in the sand and think there's a better option that isn't miraculously there. You've got the choices that you've got the vision of the world in your head that you want. Vote for the candidate that's going to help to create that vision, right? So that was an unexpected public service announcement, but one that felt important to make. And then the other thing is connecting online with people and activities that are good for my soul. So recently, my own mum, who is incredibly talented, had a fashion show online, which was amazing. And I shared that on my Facebook page and was checking it out. I've got a friend of mine, Rachel, that does like a soca aerobics class every Sunday, which is my exercise highlight of the week. And I feel great during it, and I feel great after it, and my legs are killing me the day after. And there's so much going on online in the virtual space, right? Where you can be connecting with theater and all kinds of things. So, doing things which are good for your soul is important. So that's really what I wanted to share with you today. And I'm intending to go into so much more detail about this and more on my new email list. So if this has been useful for you as a student, as a supporter of a student, then do go to bit.ly/dive into the list. And otherwise, leave a comment below. What are you doing right now towards one of your goals? Take care. Catch up soon.